Confined space entry safety. Confined spaces pose unique and often hidden dangers to workers, making confined space entry safety of paramount importance in various industries. Whether it's in construction, manufacturing, petrochemical, or any other field, understanding the hazards, proper procedures, and regulations related to confined spaces is critical to ensuring worker safety. This video will delve into confined space entry safety, covering essential aspects, best practices, and common hazards. Understanding confined spaces. Confined spaces are areas not designed for continuous occupancy but are large enough for workers to enter and perform certain tasks. They can vary widely in nature, from storage tanks and sewers to silos and tunnels. The significance of confined space entry safety. Confined spaces present unique and often life-threatening hazards, such as limited entry and exit points, poor ventilation, and potential exposure to toxic gases or engulfment. Proper confined space entry safety measures are essential to prevent accidents and fatalities. Identifying confined spaces. Confined spaces typically have limited openings for entry and exit. They are not designed for continuous worker occupancy. Examples of confined spaces: tanks, vats, silos, pits, boilers, and tunnels. Common confined space hazards: oxygen deficiency or enrichment. Oxygen levels outside the safe range, 19.5% to 23.5%, can be deadly. Oxygen-deficient or oxygen-enriched atmospheres can lead to loss of consciousness or fire hazards. Toxic atmospheres. Confined spaces may contain hazardous chemicals or gases, posing inhalation risks. Proper monitoring and ventilation are critical to mitigate toxic atmosphere hazards. Flammable gases and vapors. The presence of flammable substances can lead to explosions or fires. Gas detection and ignition source control are essential. Engulfment and entrapment. Workers can be trapped or engulfed by liquids, solids, or flowing materials within confined spaces. Adequate safety measures, such as barricading and harnesses, should be in place. Physical hazards. Limited space can lead to physical injuries, including slips, trips, and falls. Proper lighting, equipment placement, and safety precautions help mitigate these hazards. Regulations and standards. Confined space entry is typically regulated. These regulations include permit, training, competency, and rescue requirements. Confined space entry procedures. Entry planning. Conduct a thorough risk assessment. Identify confined spaces, potential hazards, and control measures. Atmosphere testing. Prior to entry, test the confined space atmosphere for oxygen levels, flammable gases, and toxic substances. Use calibrated gas detectors for accurate readings. Ventilation. Ensure proper ventilation to maintain safe atmospheric conditions. Employ mechanical ventilation if necessary. Entry permit. Issuing a confined space entry permit outlines safety procedures and responsibilities. The permit includes information on the work to be performed, entry conditions, and rescue procedures. Safety equipment. Workers should wear appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, for the specific hazards present. PPE may include respirators, fall protection, and gas detectors. Communication. Maintain communication with workers inside the confined space via radios or signals. Establish an effective emergency communication system. Continuous monitoring. Continuously monitor atmospheric conditions and worker activities during entry. Be prepared to evacuate if conditions deteriorate. Entry and exit. Provide secure entry and exit points, such as ladders or hoists. Ensure workers can exit quickly in emergencies. Confined space rescue. Rescue plan. Develop a confined space rescue plan before entry. Ensure all team members understand their roles and responsibilities. Equipment. Equip rescue teams with appropriate gear, including harnesses, lifelines, and breathing apparatus. Train personnel in rescue procedures and first aid. Non-entry rescue. Whenever possible, use non-entry rescue methods, such as retrieval systems. Minimize the need for additional personnel to enter the confined space. Training. Regularly train and drill rescue teams to maintain readiness. Coordinate with local emergency services for complex rescues. Continuous evaluation and improvement. Post-entry review. Conduct a post-entry review to assess the effectiveness of safety measures. Analyze incidents, near misses, and any changes in confined space conditions. Worker feedback. Encourage workers to report concerns or improvements related to confined space entry safety. Worker feedback can lead to more effective safety procedures. Regulatory updates. Stay updated with changes in confined space safety regulations. Adapt procedures accordingly to ensure compliance. Conclusion. Confined space entry safety is a critical aspect of workplace safety across various industries. By understanding the hazards, adhering to regulations, and following proper procedures, we can protect workers from life-threatening risks associated with confined spaces. Remember that each confined space is unique, so a thorough risk assessment and comprehensive safety plan are essential for safe entry and work within these challenging environments. Prioritizing safety not only saves lives but also ensures the well-being of those who work in and around confined spaces. If there is a safety topic you would like covered, let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. Stay safe.